The half-moon slash cut through the void, its sharpness as if it could slash a small mountain in two. Wherever the blade light passed, vital energy burst out, and the air was suffused with an aura of annihilation, the personification of death.
Die, Zane Martel.
This aura was unstoppable. Zane Martel did not choose to meet his opponent head-on. Instead, his body flashed and he dodged it. A loud noise came. Jacob Costa's attack missed its target and landed on the dense 5 Elements Divine Tree below. Immediately, more than a dozen 5 Elements Divine Trees were cut in half at the waist, prompting all kinds of nature elements to be released into the air and slowly dissipated.
My Divine Trees.
Seeing this, Jacob Costa's mouth was wide open, his hand clutching his chest.
My 5 Elements Divine Trees.
Similarly, Zane Martel's heart ached for his trees to be. He had already regarded these divine trees as his. Immediately, Jacob Costa's face emanated thick, evil energy, as was his whole body. It was like a river that circled around his body.
Zane Martel, you destroyed my 5 Elements Divine Tree. Even if the Elders are here, they will not be able to save you. According to the rules of the Carlton Dragon Palace, I can't kill you, but I can severely injure you, break your hands and limbs, and make you regret this for the rest of your life. Zane Martel, die.
On Jacob Costa's body, the extreme power of metal burst out and was attached to his sky halberd. The double-bladed halberd seemed to be much sharper. It flashed with spirit light, sizzling with hot steam. Another half-moon slash was launched. This time around, Jacob Costa intentionally avoided the 5 Elements Divine Tree and only slashed towards Zane Martel. Zane quickly put away the 5 Elements Divine Tree in his hand. Then he held the sky-killing sword and waved it. The huge sword wave flew up and down. The two men's attacks collided with each other, causing rolling waves of air, which directly pushed them back dozens of meters. The strong airflow stirred the divine trees below, sending them to rustle aggressively.
Why don't we move somewhere else? I believe you don't want these 5 Elements Divine Trees to be affected by our attacks.
Zane Martel and Jacob Costa's eyes met as they spoke in a faint voice.
Okay, come with me.
Jacob Costa took the lead and stopped in an open space. There was nothing but a few weeds under their feet. The wind blew slightly over their bodies, and the surrounding temperature began to rise rapidly.
Who do you think will be stronger?
It should be the Dragon Envoy of Fushea. After all, his strength has always been the strongest among the 4 sides Dragon Envoys.
What's more, Jacob Costa hasn't made a move yet. Maybe it's because he's too powerful that he can't be bothered to make a move.
Some people were discussing.
No. Didn't you see the fight between Zane Martel and Mitchell just now? He only used one move.
With one move, he killed Mitchell, who was at the 9th stage of the expert level. It shouldn't come as a shock that Mitchell is a 3-star genius.
They differed in their opinions. At this time, a man, who seemed to be 27 or 28 years old, and was nearly 30 years old, said,
"It's absolutely impossible. Jacob Costa will definitely win this time."
Why are you so confident? You're not Jacob Costa.
Don't you know that the Costa family is like a dynasty in the Tranquil City region? What's more, the Costa family has the blood of the god of war running in their veins.
What? You mean that invincible and brave god of war bloodline?
Heavens, it is actually the bloodline of the god of war. Zane Martel will definitely bite the dust this time around.
Upon hearing about the god of war's bloodline, many people's expressions changed drastically. The bloodline of the god of war was different from that of ordinary people. It was said that a powerful figure had appeared in the Costa family a long time ago, and he was so powerful that he had surpassed the martial royal level and reached the supreme level. In the end, this great figure tore through the void, soaring through the cosmos, unknown where he went. But his bloodline was left behind and gave rise to the perpetuation of the tale of God of War's descendants and bloodline. Therefore, the blood of the Costa family contained the will of the God of War. They were not afraid of fighting, nor were they afraid of casualties, for the more they fought, the braver they became. Even if the gap between their levels was too great, as long as they were given enough time, they could still defeat their enemies.
Zane Martel, kneel down and admit defeat now, after which give up your title in the Newland space. I might just let bygones be bygones. Otherwise, you will bear all the consequences.
Zane Martel was very curious as to why everyone was so interested in the Dragon Envoy of Newland and the Newland space. Could it be that there was something in the space that they were interested in? Probably the seawater from Sky Mountain, he thought.
Oh, how generous of you, but I'm different. Even if you kneel down and apologize, I won't give up on your divine trees.
If you say so, but I say, it's every man for himself. Now take this. Jacob Costa held the halberd in his hand, and his vital energy surged as he charged at Zane Martel.
Zane Martel also held the sky-killing sword in his hand. He transformed into a ray of swordlight and flew over. The sound of gold and iron clashing could be heard. The two of them fought together in an instant, and sparks flew everywhere. Streaks of saber radiance and sword energy burst out. They were so dense that they collided with each other, and then fizzled out together. In just a few minutes, the two had exchanged more than 100 moves. However, neither Zane Martel's sword energy nor Jacob Costa's sky halberd could do anything to either of them. For a moment, it was a draw.
Zane Martel is actually able to fight to a draw with the other party. He is too strong.
Yeah, he's only at the 7th stage of the expert level, but Jacob Costa is already at the 9th. Then again, if he weren't the bloodline of the God of War, it might be hard to tell who will win.
They continued to exchange blows. Zane Martel could only sense that there seemed to be an endless amount of strength within the other party's body. It was as if a fierce beast was rooted in his body's bloodline and was about to awaken.
Is this the effect of the God of War bloodline? The more they fight, the braver they will become. It seems like I can't waste any more time on him. Let's get rid of him. Human Emperor's palm.
With a flip of his hand, a green palm struck out and heavily landed on Jacob Costa's body. Jacob Costa rolled a few times in the air before finally coming to a stop. His expression was dark as he glared at Zane Martel with a straight face.
Well, you're the first person to force me to tap into the God of War bloodline, the Dragon Envoy of Carlton. I'll show you how powerful I am.
God of War bloodline open. A buzzing sound was heard before a huge illusory image of God of War appeared in the sky above Jacob Costa. Wielding the sky halberd in his hand, the God of War was also dressed in golden armor. His aura was incomparably vigorous, as if a king had descended into this world. 6 silver chakras came out of the space between Jacob Costa's eyebrows and began to extend along his limbs and bones. All of a sudden, his aura began to rise at an amazing speed. The middle stage of the expert level, the late 9th stage of the expert level, and the peak of the 9th stage of the expert level. He was about to reach the semi-martial king level. The illusory image of the God of War behind him flashed and entered Jacob Costa's body. It was as if the current him was the true God of War. Wisps of yellow energy, as fine as a strand of hair, swirled around Jacob Costa, their presence akin to an unyielding ancient divine mountain that had weathered the ages.
Die.
Under the assault of the sky halberd, a jet of blade light erupted. This beam, now 50 meters wide, dwarfed its predecessor 4 or 5-fold. It gleamed like a piece of translucent jade, dazzling in its brilliance.
Take this.
Zane countered with a streak of sword energy. Yet his attack met the opponent's blade light head-on, torn apart as easily as thin paper. Not slowing down, the onslaught rushed towards Zane Martel.
What?
Zane Martel swiftly countered with his human emperor's palm. However, even the formidable technique couldn't withstand Jacob Costa's attack and was sliced in two.
Even the human emperor's palm? How about this?
Dragon Emperor's palm. The Azure Dragon's resounding roar echoed as Zane Martel channeled the power of the Dragon Clan. With a fierce slap, a blood-red dragon claw shot forth. The dragon claw, powerful and swift like a blood-red meteor, crushed through the blade light, landing heavily on Jacob Costa's body and neutralizing his imposing stance.
How is it possible?
Jacob Costa's mouth twitched in astonishment. He had invoked the God of War's bloodline, expecting invincibility. Yet Zane Martel had effortlessly countered him without even exerting his full strength. How did he do it? Many onlookers rubbed their eyes in disbelief.
Am I seeing things? Zane Martel sent Jacob Costa flying?
You're not seeing things, but God, it feels like a dream.
No, you're both right. Marco Costa, the dragon envoy of Fushea, from the Costa family in Tranquil City, with the bloodline of the God of War, has been defeated by Zane Martel.
It's unbelievable. Everything about this is unreal.
Does this mean Zane Martell already has the strength of a semi-martial king?
The crowd hissed and gasped at the thought. Zane Martell, only at the 7th stage of the expert level, had shown the prowess of a semi-martial king, surpassing expectations by defeating Jacob Costa. Jacob Costa could no longer bear it. As the inheritor of the God of War's bloodline, losing to an ordinary person was unbearable.
How dare you? How dare you? Zane Martell, you've invaded my domain. In the name of the Fushea space owner, I'll end your life. Death is coming for you.
Good heavens, even if he kills Zane Martell, the Rimhaven Palace's higher-ups won't hold him accountable, remarked one onlooker.
After all, if Zane dies, whether he trespassed into Fouché space will die with him.
God of War incantation, God's kill.
Jacob Costa raised the sky halberd high above his head, summoning a thunderbolt the size of a bowl that attached itself to the halberd. The halberd grew by dozens of meters and descended like a dragon's broadsword, its aura astonishing.
Dragon Emperor's palm, destroy of wind and thunderbolt.
A heavenly dragon's roar shook the air. Wind and thunder merged as Zane Martell's palm struck out.
Your move is useless against me, Zane Martell. Judgment Day is upon you.
Is that so?
The fierce wind howled as a colossal dragon claw materialized in the void, lightning fast, crushing Jacob Costa's sky halberd. It gripped his heavy golden armor tightly.
Ah! Zane Martell, damn it, damn it, damn it!
Despite activating his God of War bloodline and unleashing his full power, Jacob Costa couldn't defend against it. With a resounding bang, the armor burst open like a falling star. Jacob Costa plummeted from the sky, crashing heavily into the ground and creating a deep crater. He coughed up blood, his face contorted in pain. Onlookers stood stunned. The revered dragon envoy of Fuchsia had been defeated by Zane Martell, despite hailing from the prestigious Costa family and wielding the God of War's bloodline.
What a monster, what a monster.
It seems like the Dragon Envoy of Newland might be the strongest among the 4 sides Dragon Envoys. He's making the Dragon Envoy of Fushea look like child's play.
Absolutely. We'd better steer clear of the Dragon Envoy of Newland in the future.
However, Zane Martell has inflicted serious damage on Jacob Costa. The Costa clan won't back down easily. This is just the beginning of Zane Martell's troubles.
Zane Martell landed beside Jacob Costa with a cold smile.
Jacob Costa, I think I'm entitled to take your divine trees now.
You, if you dare touch my divine tree, the Costa clan will make your life a living hell.
Jacob Costa name-dropped his family in an attempt to intimidate Zane Martell, but Zane wasn't one to be easily threatened.
Then I'll be expecting your family.
With that, Zane Martell soared into the air above the canopy of the divine trees. He crystallized 2 large hands and reached down, uprooting the 5 elements divine trees and stashing them into his storage ring.
Zane Martell, you damn bastard, stop, I said stop.
Jacob Costa cursed furiously from the ground below, but Zane Martell paid him no heed. One by one, he claimed most of the 5 elements divine trees. Positioned amidst the canopy, Zane eyed the 2 most mysterious trees, the Life Divine Tree and the Death Divine Tree.
Zane Martell, you can't take those 2 divine trees. They're crucial to me. You can't take them. You can't.
Jacob Costa's desperation turned to madness, his eyes ablaze with a red intensity that seemed ready to spill blood at any moment. Zane Martell's eyes gleamed with excitement. If Jacob Costa placed such value on the divine trees, then the pair must be priceless, worth more than all the others combined.
Since it's so valuable, I'll help myself. Bon appetit.
Zane Martell seized and uprooted the Life Divine Tree without hesitation. Just as he moved towards the Death Divine Tree, Jacob Costa's demeanor shifted drastically. He began to plead desperately.
Zane Martell, I beg you. You must not take the Death Divine Tree.
However, Zane Martell remained unmoved as he claimed the tree for himself. Anger, shame, and a frenzy of emotions consumed Jacob Costa's mind. He roared incessantly.
Zane Martell, you took my Death Divine Tree. I will never forgive you. The Costa clan will hunt you down. Mark my words.